on Chattanooga Radio, 92.7 FM, AM 1240. And we're here every Thursday at 1 o'clock to talk about the arts in the wonderful city of Chattanooga and beyond. And I'm very excited today to have my guests with me. As you can see, if you're watching, they're getting ready in the background. And we're going to have Michelle step up to the mic here and say hello. So how you doing, Michelle? So good to have you here today. Welcome. And John Lathim is in the back here also getting ready with their instruments. So,
howdy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, Jill. Thank you for inviting us to the show today. It's going to be a really wonderful Riverbend performance tonight. And we're just going to cross our fingers and say a prayer that it doesn't rain us out, because we are looking forward to giving you some good folk and Celtic Irish music tonight.
So we're going to have a good old foot stomping time. And I know last year a huge storm came through and they kicked us all out. And they said that they were going to resume after that, but they never did, because it was like 9:30 went off it, or 9 or something like that. And we kind of went back to the stages and waited, but nothing happened after that. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. But for the safety of everyone at Riverbend, I know they take care of us that way. And so, Jonathan Lathim, can you say hello to everybody? And
hello, folks. This is John Lathim.
John Lathim. So he's a folk singer, songwriter.
Yes, I do a little bit of everything here.
Yeah, and Michelle too.
Folk singing, songwriting, and a partner with Michelle, whom I'm more than happy to be a partner with her, someone like with her credentials.
Yeah, it's exciting. We spent some time chatting just a little bit before the show, and both of these folks are also artists, painters. So they're not musicians alone; they're also visual artists, and like myself. So we kind of spent the whole time looking at each other's paintings and realizing we need to do some painting together.
Jill is you're a really multi-talented person, and I enjoy meeting people who have the artistic talent and share the musicality as well.
Yeah, it's so exciting, and you just start talking with each other. And I apologize, that on the Facebook feed I can't get John in there, so we're working on it, and maybe I can get him on the YouTube camera here. So anyway, you guys have a little treat for us that you're getting ready. I see that. What are you going to do for us? I see you putting fiddle in here and everything.
Yes, we're going to do a song.
We do a song called Dulcimer.
Dulcimer. So we're going to hear some tunes. I think you're almost ready here, but really excited because tonight these folks are going to be down at Riverbend, and you're going to get to see them in person. Which stage are you going to be on and what time?
Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union at 6:15.
So the Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union stage at 6:15 to hear John Lathim and Michelle Young do some folk music, get some foot stomping going on, and hopefully we won't get wet. So whenever you're ready, you let me know. I'll just keep talking.
Okay.
But if you want to talk long enough for me to get tuned here, it might be easier on everyone's ears.
All righty. So this is a little bit of a different show, and it's fun because we've had some music on the show. I think the last couple shows we had Hugh Allen come on and sing his song about the little boy whose dad was overseas and who received a letter, and his dad told him he loved him and he'd be home soon. And in the end, he received the folded flag. And then Hugh shared, and I know he shared this publicly so that I can, he then shared that he was that little boy. And that was a little tough live for me because I didn't know that. And I held it together, but a lot of people have responded to that song because it is a true story written from the heart of a person. And so he sang that song. And then we had Kofi on, and he played his African drums. So even though this is talk radio, we're bringing you a little bit of music anyway. So you can hear them tuning their instruments here in the background. And we've got is that a fiddle?
The mandolin.
A mandolin. See, I can't really see it from here. So you're behind me. And then we've got John has his guitar. And, this is what they got to do is tune the instruments up. And does the heat affect your tuning?
Oh,
greatly.
yeah. And humidity.
Very greatly.
Heat and humidity can really take your instrument for a ride.
Yeah. So we'll get right up to those mics, guys, and so that our guests can hear you, our listeners, they want to hear you. So you let me know when you're ready, and you just start playing, and I'll stop talking.
All righty, I'm ready.
All right,
You
here
ready,
we go.
John?
A little bit of
finally got
jamming.
tuned up here.
All right.
Heading out of New York town, some old number 9. Up north, the Hudson's wild and the sun begins to shine. High noon, high tide, 6-string partner by my side. I don't think I ever had a better ride, at least I can't recall one. Two wholesome looking ladies, 2 rows back behind. Picking on a dulcimer, and the sound is soft and fine. Businessman, Dapper Dan, Grandpa with his candy hands. He has done the best he can, we all must do the same. And the music from the dulcimer is a sad and a simple strain. Somewhere in my soul I know that God is on that string. I guess I should be somewhere else, where I just don't know. Where the women dance and sing, and the softer breezes blow. And where the grass is always green, and the old folks don't grow. But for now I'll just ride and bide my time down here below. Sweet, sweet voices singing as I strain to hear the music from the dulcimer washing down my fear. A world of man sits and stands right here before my eyes. I see a young man, warrior bound. I hear the young girl sighs. And I see a couple lost in love as the old conductor stands above. Tickets please, this ride is not free, 6 hours to Montreal.
Heading out to New York town on
Some old number 9.
Up north, the Hudson's wild and the sun begins to shine. High noon, high tide, my 6-string partner by my side.
I don't think I ever had a better ride, at least I can't recall one. At least I can't recall one. At least I can't recall one.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that was beautiful. So tonight you're going to hear some foot tapping music and things like that down at Riverbend. So hope you go see John and Michelle tonight at the Tennessee Valley Credit Union stage at 6:15 downtown. So now I'm going to ask you guys to step right up to your mics for me. We're going to talk a little bit. I want to find out, dig in a little bit and find out what it's like, what you do, where you do it, this sort of thing, kind of like we were chatting in the hallway there. So let's talk about who you are and what you do. And we'll start with you, John. You're kind of the founder of your own music. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So yeah. So how long have you been playing, and what got you into the music industry?
Well, where I grew up, that's kind of a place where it's not exactly a great incubator for musicians. But the family I came from is another story. I had a grandfather who conducted the London Symphony Philharmonic Orchestra and also toured throughout the world with his grand piano. Fixed me up with some classical guitar lessons. Not to mention the fact that my mom also fixed me up with some free guitar lessons when I was 14. And I didn't really start to blossom with that until I moved to California. I moved to southern, Santa Barbara University campus, where there were a lot of coffee houses there. And at the age of 15 and 16, I was very impressionable. And I started learning very quickly. And one of my biggest mentors was Gordon Lightfoot. And the other mentor was Bob Dylan. And these were great authors that wrote many good songs that were covered by a lot of other artists like Peter, Paul, and Mary, Tom Paxton, Joni Mitchell, Joan Baez, and people like the Seekers. And you can just branch out to country western, some of those venues as well. So this had a tremendous impact on me and moved me forward as I was inspired. But I had kind of like peaks and valleys. But nonetheless, since I've come to Tennessee, I moved here in 1984, and I've been wanting to kind of reconnect with my Scottish-Irish roots.
Yeah, I definitely get that feel from your music, that, the Irish type, joyful music, ballad type music. So you around 15, you started like playing in the coffee houses then, or was that you're
16?
16? You started playing in coffee houses. Yeah. So that's exciting. And were you still, you must have been in high school and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So your parents were supportive of this? Or were they thinking you were a crazy hippie or something?
Yeah, kind of like that. My mother was kind of like off and on with it. My dad wanted me to join the service, which ultimately I did.
You did. Which branch did you go into? Army.
I went in the Army.
So you served our country.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So now you're playing here in Chattanooga, around Chattanooga. Do you play beyond this area? What's your parameters where you travel?
It's like wherever they'll take me. We played up around Pikeville, Fall Creek Falls, Spencer. I've been seeking some places up in Knoxville, Irwin, Tennessee, and Bristol, as advised, because sometimes in these local places they say a prophet is not without honor except in his own hometown. A lot of times out of town experiences have been more positive.
Yeah, I can see how that can go, but it's in your heart, like as Michelle and I were talking and you about our artwork, our visual arts. It's kind of something we can't stop, and it sounds like with your music, it's just who you are, and it just comes out of you. And I know you shared with me that even if you don't have a gig, you're up on the bridge or somewhere downtown playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got me with the Sound Corps, where we busked. There's several of us that are members of that. And we actually are legitimate street performers.
Sound Corps. So you're playing for them.
I play for them, and they it doesn't pay a whole lot, but you make a lot in tips. And so we're legitimate, and we're kind of licensed to play out there on the streets.
See, I've never heard of that. That's really good information. Sound Corps. So they are some of these people who you see with these, I don't even know what the instruments are. Some of them are very long wooden instruments, and I don't know what they're called, but it's amazing. And these guys are out there all the time on Fraser, so they might be also associated with that.
That's correct.
I see, because that's great. I stop and do Facebook feeds of them all the time because I just love it. It adds such a wonderful part to Chattanooga, So now tonight at Riverbend, and you're living in Chattanooga. Are you two, I assume, are married? No?
I am married, but I'm not married to him.
Oh my goodness. Big boo-boo right there.
And that's okay. A lot of people assume that because he and I truck around together quite a bit, doing music. But,
yeah, you said partner, but I should have thought that's not that kind of partner. Well, sorry about that, Michelle's husband.
My husband is Corey Green, and he owns a karate studio in Hickson called Green's Karate. So,
okay.
He does not do music.
So if he needs to, he can take care of whatever situation comes up.
Exactly.
Someone needs straightening out. Corey can do it, right?
We like to keep him as security on our road trips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's great. So, Michelle, what can we hear about you? We've covered a little bit about John. So what point did you become into this duet with John, and what's your musical background?
I've been singing all my life, but I met John a few years ago. How many years was it, John? I forget.
When we completed that first
2010.
I'll tell you, it's interesting because my bass player paid Michelle a handsome sum of money to do the printout of our first album cover.
Do you have that on you that we can show? Is that?
Yeah, it's in my car.
Okay.
I've done 3 of his album covers now, and I enjoy getting to do that. But even above doing the artwork for the graphics for the CDs, I enjoy playing with John. I've played a lot of different styles of music. My solo albums are in progressive music. And I've also worked with several different progressive groups on several different albums. But I've also been in bands like blues or country, rock, funk.
And I hear you sang with Kansas at least once.
Well, I did do a duet with Steve Walsh from Kansas on an album. It was Leonardo, the Absolute Man. It was a song called First Commission. And that was a lot of fun. So I've gotten to perform with a lot of people that I grew up listening to on the radio. And I've been very blessed to work with very talented musicians and not just internationally, in Europe, Germany, England, France. I also work with some really talented musicians here in Chattanooga. And that makes me happy that they are here. And John is one of those talented musicians and songwriters that I enjoy playing with. And so when we do the folk thing, it's totally different from what I do in the other aspects of my music. But I like to do several different kinds of music. I always say, if somebody asks you what flavor of ice cream you like, and then you said, I don't know, Tutti Frutti or whatever flavor you like, and they said that you had to have that for the rest of your life, that would not be good. I like variety. So this gives me the variety. And, I was raised in Dunlap, Tennessee. And I enjoy the laid back sound of acoustic instruments.
Well, I'll tell you what, honey, our time is already gone. We have got to say goodbye to this first half of the show. And I apologize, it flew by so quickly. I'm glad you could play your music. And I'm really thankful you joined us on the ArtBeat of Chattanooga. Go down and support John Lathim and Michelle Young tonight at Riverbend. And we'll see you in a few minutes with another guest.
Thanks. You, Jill.
Thank you, too. Thank you both.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
We've got a table here at Delia's, ready to delight in a plate of authentic Mexican food. Delia spreads a rich selection: loaded nachos, crazy chicken, homemade tamales, maybe the enchiladas with beef, chicken, pork, quesadillas. Every dish beautifully pictured on the menu to help us decide. We're at Delia's in Saudi Daisy near the Thrasher Light. There's dinner. Delia's uses the freshest ingredients, cooked to perfection. Nacho chips made fresh every day in the kitchen. Delia's, open every day except the Lord's Day. Treat yourself to Delia's genuine Mexican food. 521-7145.
He stole out so much cash, such a huge mountain of cash, that he's become a national star. Rick Davis, you know the story. Cash, 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 and more cash. People can't believe it. They want to see it. And now Rick Davis has a new TV show. National TV, USA and Canada. He's got the gold and silver, diamonds and rings. You get dizzy just thinking about it. Rick's selling. Rick's buying. Cash, 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 and more cash. And now a mountain of cash catching the Hollywood spotlight. You know where it is, Brainerd Road, Rick Davis, Golden Diamonds. Cash, 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 and national TV cash. That's really big. Everyone wants to see it. Money flying out the door. Rick Davis is America's jeweler. It's better than Hollywood. It's right here. Cash, 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 and more cash. Rick Davis, Golden Diamonds, Brainerd Road.
You love me. You really love me.
Is your career taking you where you want to go? If not, talk to Covenant Group Insurance, especially if you like helping people. Call and learn how you can work for yourself, but not by yourself. Intense but free training, plus a fantastic lead program, plus office support equals your success, your prosperity. Gross at least $75,000 your first year selling insurance. Call Steve or Jada for a confidential interview. That's 855-8484. Maybe the most important call you'll make all year.
Chattanooga's best kept secret, Boyd Speedway. Come see the fastest dirt late model drivers in the South compete for a purse every Saturday night. Pit gates open at 3, grandstand opens at 5. Racing starts at 7. Bring the whole family for a night of fun as they tear it up on the dirt track. Go to BoydSpeedway.net and check out the Dirt Simulator. BoydSpeedway.DirtSimulator.com. Chattanooga's best kept secret, Boyd Speedway. Fun-filled, outrageous racing. We'll see you Saturday night.
The Boyd Speedway Sportsman Late Model Dirt Showdown event number 3, June 24th. Only at
Boyd Speedway.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM's news. Now,
a man was pierced in the leg by hot lead at 9:15 Wednesday night. Hamilton County EMS says he's expected to make a full recovery. The gunman's still somewhere on the loose. They're asking for your help to track him down. The president of the Chattanooga Visitors Bureau, President Bob Doak, is under increased scrutiny, accused of using the CVB credit card to pay for lunches with friends at expensive restaurants. He claims it's for business purposes only. There are no receipts for these lunches either. A CBB finance official says Bob is really bad at keeping receipts. Down to the wire now for the selection of the new superintendent of county schools in Hamilton County. We're at the selection deadline now. A meeting is to be held to discuss it at 5 o'clock Thursday night. County Commissioners Joe Graham and Randy Fairbanks had a bit of a row over what constitutes a tax increase. Joe Graham calls it holding the line, but Randy Fairbanks calls it an increase. Tax rates may go up due to reassessments. Mayor Coppinger says he'll execute the commission's will. Russell Stroud, Nooga Radio News, now.
in-depth traffic, news, and information. Mornings on Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Expect partly cloudy, hot, and humid weather out there through your afternoon. A few isolated showers and storms, though, will pop up. Highs near 90 tonight. Any showers diminishing. Muggy, lows near 70. For Thursday, a few more scattered afternoon showers and storms will roll in. Highs upper 80s near 90 again Friday. Tired of the pressures and hassles of car shopping? Come see why more people are making the short drive to Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lafayette or online at jacksongm.com. That's Jackson Chevy Buick GMC in Lafayette. And I'm Smart Machine 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Ward on Nooga Radio AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
Welcome back to the ArtBeat of Chattanooga, where art lives. My name's Jill Ann Collins. I'm your host, and this is Chattanooga Radio, 92.7 FM, AM 1240, and I'm here every week on Thursdays at 1 to bring you musicians, artists, writers, dancers, anybody who is in the arts, who wants to share. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be all that. You just have to share your passion and your love for the arts. So today I have Amber Fultz, and I admit I trolled Facebook looking for musicians and found you. So I friend people. I'm like, there's an artist, there's a musician, and you know, we're all connecting more and more. So say hello to all our listeners.
Hello. I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes. So I have the pleasure of finding out about you firsthand today, Amber, and I really appreciate you being here today.
Cool.
And I'm just going to learn about you because I really haven't had that much chance to follow all and watch all your feeds and things like that.
Awesome.
I have seen you though in town.
Yeah.
And I believe I saw you singing somewhere. Were you with a band at JJ's?
I used to have a band.
Okay.
So yeah.
Because I think I've seen you at JJ's. maybe.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what can you tell us about yourself? What's going on?
Well, do you want to go from like the beginning or like of time?
Well, I was
no, not really.
conceived.
It was a dark and stormy Monday.
Yes.
No, I've been singing since I can remember. I used to want to be a singing lawyer, whatever that is. It didn't matter what the profession was. I just knew that singing would be in it. And then I learned how to play guitar because my dad played, and I'm highly competitive. So I was like, anything you can do, I can do better.
So what age was that when you picked up the guitar?
It was 16, I think.
Okay.
I was 16, so I don't know. I put it down for a few years and then picked it back up and never really put it back down. And I broke my ankle, and it was really bad. So I didn't have anything else to do but sit in bed and kind of mend. And so I slept on my guitar, and that's when I started writing music really. And then I just kind of, I never stopped, and I started a band while I was on a walker. I can just imagine we were like auditioning people.
That's awesome. Now that's passion and commitment right there.
Interesting.
That is interesting. How old were you when that happened?
I was in my 20s,
Okay.
like 21, 2, 3.
So you write the lyrics and the music?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like a fantastic musician or anything, but I get by. I play guitar and ukulele, and I have a piano, and I play it very poorly, but I need somebody to give me lessons. So if anybody wants to give me some lessons,
maybe somebody can trade guitar lessons for piano lessons.
I'm for it.
Yeah, the piano is a wonderful instrument and challenging.
Yes.
Yeah, I can play the guitar sort of poorly too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're even.
Yeah. I think you're probably a lot better than I am.
Oh.
I've traded the guitar for a paintbrush now.
Oh,
so
that is something that I have zero. I have no creative ability when it comes to art, like
to visual art.
I'm terrible with it. Like
I could get you painting stuff you'd like. I know how to do that. But that's what a lot of people think, and you can really, it's amazing what people can do when you understand what you're really doing. It doesn't have to be,
awesome.
So anyway, so where can people find you online, or do you have?
Well, right now I'm just kind of in the internet. Like it's just like I'm on Facebook and stuff like that. But I actually recorded a 3-song EP. I wrote you that email about it, and it was probably the coolest thing I've ever done, or one of the coolest things I've ever done. I wrote 3 songs that mean a lot to me, and I didn't want to put them on another CD with other things, So I put them together and went to the Soundery, and Brett Nolan worked this magic on them that just, I listened to them and I cried like a baby. And now every time I listen to it, I'm like, like ugly cry.
So you're very emotional songs for you that
for sure, like
just life experiences.
They mean everything to me. And then I have another CD right after that we're going to start working on. That's like I'm going to do like a series of EPs basically. But I have everything in the works. I just haven't finished everything, like a website and all that stuff. And it's really just me. I have people who are like, when are you going to get it done? And I'm like,
yeah, too busy singing and writing.
Whenever.
I have that. So I do understand that, Amber. I do. Same thing. My website's not been updated in forever. And my work is very changed. So thank goodness that we can post it in other ways.
Yes.
And it's weird when you Google your name and you find things on the internet that you didn't know were there. Not bad things,
oh my gosh, yes.
But like life experiences or events that you were at. And
yes.
What? Who did that?
Yeah, agreed. It's insane to me. Like I can't, every now and then I'll do that because somebody will say something about, hey, did you see this? I saw somebody was searching for you or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll Google and some stuff from like when I first started playing in 2009 will pop up, and I'm like, oh God, that's really embarrassing.
Well, it's all, I get what you're saying. So, yeah, I used to sing a lot in churches. Not that this is about me, but it's reminding me. And I made this VHS tape for my mom. And I remember I wore this black, like velour type pantsuit with a belt buckle, just this pretty little diamond belt buckle. And I sang my heart out to Touch of the Master's Hand, which I love. It's a Christian song, and some other ones. And now, I think my daughter has it, and they're talking about putting it into a CD form. I'm like, no.
So embarrassing.
Oh, the things we won't do.
There is a very embarrassing VHS, I think at my aunt's house, of me with a chili bowl with a big clip in my hair of this like fake hair that comes down to my waist, and it's blonde, I think. and then I'm wearing like this play outfit that's just terrible, and I'm singing with my fists clenched, like just high enough by Damn Yankees, it's just power ballad to the max.
Those things stick with you nowadays, boy. They're around. So so when you get inspiration when you're writing, does the lyrics usually come first, or the music, or how does that work for you?
It depends, honestly, because I write in just chords. Like, I don't write music because I can't read music anymore. My music teachers would be so disappointed in me. But I just sometimes I'll come up with a chord progression and I'm like, oh, I like the way this sounds, and then I'll write it. But here lately, everything has just been lyrics first, and then I kind of figure out how they flow, and then I put music to it. And I love minors, so it's like everything's in A minor. I just have to capo it.
Yes. Are you playing around town this week?
I am. Tomorrow, actually, I play at the Hush Lounge inside of Revelry Room.
Okay.
And then I'm doing a fundraiser at Heritage Park for it's in honor of Liam Stryker. He's a little boy. He had a liver transplant, and he is the cutest little thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was lucky enough to be able to to be a part of that. So
that's awesome. Do you know about the Southern Bend Yoga Festival that deals specifically with funding for children?
No.
For Transplant Organization of Chattanooga?
No, I did not.
To connect you with those people. And
I love that.
After the show, I'm going to give you because the founder of has a family member who needs a transplant and hasn't had one.
I did not even know about all that, but it was really cool that they're doing that, because it was like an emergency situation. He got it. It went really well, but the medical bills for it is just insane. And this organization helps families all throughout the year.
But it's not the Children's Transplant Organization of Chattanooga.
Oh, maybe it is.
Okay, I bet it is. I bet
it is too.
It is. I'm going to check into that later.
It's CODA?
Is that it? Okay. They've been on the show. They've been on the show. Wonderful, wonderful. And the Southern Bend Yoga Festival is coming up, and this is the year 2, and that is all support and fundraising for the CODA organization. So
I love children's charities. Me too. I love them.
Where is that? Just to get that out there again, where can they be involved in this fundraiser? You said Saturday?
Yes, it's Saturday, and it goes from 10 to 6. From 10 to 6. I know it ends at 6. But it's at Heritage Park. So off of what is that, East Brainerd Road.
Yeah. Is it free entrance to this?
Yes.
And so but anything that happens there's fundraising going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
So it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited, and I love Heritage Park. It's so pretty there.
Yeah, and you can help this family out because it's like I've talked about with other people, and this isn't art here exactly, but it's one of my favorite subjects is the arts reaching into the community, especially the volunteerism and fundraising. So I'm very excited about that. And part of the thing with medical expenses is it's everything: loss of work, travel time, food, exhaustion for the family. It's horrible for the patient, but
it's everything.
It's another world.
It really is. And it's really cool to be able to do stuff like that. This year at the beginning of the year, I had told my fiance, Jeremy, I was like, I want to try to do more fundraising and more charity stuff, because my band actually got to do a Make-A-Wish thing, and it was hands down will always be the coolest thing ever, period. Like nothing will ever top that. But like being able to do more stuff like that, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, I know that playing music brings joy, gives joy.
Yes.
And then real joy I see comes when you actually just selflessly give.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's very cool, and it's very easy to get caught up in, I want to make money and I want to do this and I want to do that, but it feels better when you're doing something just to do it, and then you see all these people benefit from it, and you're just kind of like,
yeah. And the universe supports that. It's self-propelling good energy, and the universe supports that. So
absolutely
great. So that's going to happen. And CODA is alive and well, and it's a wonderful organization here in Chattanooga. It's amazing what they do for families. So
that's cool.
So when you're writing, you work full time, or are you a full-time musician?
I'm kind of half and half. I'm
starving musician. Got it.
Well, I'm getting more into playing now. So I've booked myself out months in advance now, which is pretty awesome. So I've been really hitting it harder than normal, like just because I want to be a full-time musician. I mean, I love working, but I would much rather do what I'm very passionate about, what I love so much.
Yes.
Than to not do that and miss out, because I'm 31 and I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah, you're a baby.
You're
still a baby. Anyway, that's awesome. And of course, that's the dream, and it's your dream, your passion.
Yes.
I can tell that you light up when you talk about it.
Yeah, I love music. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little jealous of musicians, because as a visual artist, a certain number of people can see my work via in person or on the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
But music goes forever. Mozart, who you can go back through the beginning of time, and these people's music exists still, and it can be heard all over the world at once, basically.
Yeah, but so does art. I mean, art is the same. Visual art's the same way. Like, I mean, it's in museums. It's all over the place.
But the music can reach the most people at once.
That is
you know what
true.
I mean? And that's what I love about music. It's, it just is everywhere. And people just stop and they just start bouncing or
that's true.
dancing or feeling sad or whatever. So.
I do think that for me, music has always touched me more than anything. But as I've gotten older and grown more appreciative of other things, because I don't educate myself on visual art and stuff like that. And the older I get, the more I'm trying to do that, because I do know artists, and because, I want to be able to talk about things with people other than like, that paint is good, but
red, blue, green.
I know my primary colors. Like, guys, I know all the colors.
Yes.
But I think that any of that stuff can touch people the same way. Some people are definitely more responsive to visual art. I think it can touch them in a way that it doesn't necessarily touch me. I can appreciate it, but it may not reach me the same way that it may reach someone else. And I think that people who are on that same, like if you talk to another artist who paints or draws or something like that, the way that they talk about that is the same way that musicians talk about music. And it's really cool to sit down with people who have that kind of thing, and to listen to them talk about it. And you're just like, this is really cool. Like I would not give anything to be in another moment right now. Like, this is really cool. It's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah. I know most of my friends probably wish I'd shut up about art.
No way.
It's just always on my mind. I'm always wanting to do it. And I've got my studio's blown up like crazy right now with paintings everywhere that I'm working on. And
that's awesome.
I love that, but still starving artist here, it's a difficult field to survive on.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to keep doing it. So
absolutely. It's what you're passionate about. So if you're passionate about it, then you do it. Regardless.
Exactly. So you are kind of gaining some momentum at this point in your career.
I'm trying.
Sounds like. And you're self-promoting yourself, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. So, but you're just booking gigs, and people are learning more and more about your music and saying, "Hey, come and play."
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, I just try to get out, and every time I play somewhere, I immediately, I want to make a connection with the people who are booking, and I try really hard to just say like, hey, was it good or was it bad? Or I tend to ramble and sometimes I'm very inappropriate. So
a little bit of a comedian in there somewhere.
Not really, but I think that I get behind a microphone and then I'm like, I'll just slip out some inappropriate things, and we'll be at a family venue or something, and I'm like, man, I really shouldn't have talked about, whatever, any number of things.
Yeah, there is a certain number of words we cannot broadcast on the air.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's why I'm like, every time I get behind a microphone, I'm like, okay, Amber, you have to censor yourself. Anything that you think that you would say, that's what she said too, or anything like that. Just like, don't just don't say it. It's terrible.
It's good though, because and I would imagine in your music venues that part of you is fun for people. It's personal. They get to know you too.
Yeah, and I used to really beat myself up when I was on stage, especially when I first started, because I was so uncomfortable with like I've always been, like I'll be the center of attention. I don't care, but I was never like okay, this whole room is very quiet and you're all focused on me. So I would freak out, and it was not good. And I got scolded for being kind of dorky, and I am. I'm a uber dork. I mean, that's just what I am. Like, it's just always going to be that way. And then I went to see one of my favorites, Ingrid Michaelson, and she got on stage in front of like 2,000 people who were in that room with us, and was so dorky on stage. And I was like, you are my hero, and I'm never going to apologize again for being the way that I am. So I stopped apologizing for being nerdy. And I noticed that people really do appreciate that, because it's like, you're not trying to be somebody else on stage. You're just you. And people like that, they like knowing that you're just a complete nerd who loves Harry Potter and
and music,
whatever,
and music. So, do you cover other songs, or do you do all original songs?
No, I do cover a lot of songs actually.
What's some of your favorite ones that you like to cover?
I cover "Feeling Good" by Nina Simone. I love that song, and let's see, "I Will Survive." I like that one. I cover a bunch of different stuff. So I love Otis Redding, and I'm really trying not to mangle up. Oh my gosh, what is that song? I love that song so much.
Mangle it up.
Yeah, it's the song that was in Pretty in Pink, and I can't remember the name of it now because Try a Little Tenderness.
What is it?
Try a Little Tenderness.
Try a Little. I love that. Try a Little Tenderness. Yes.
It's like coincidentally one of my favorite songs ever, but I couldn't remember the name of it. But I mangle it up every time I play it, and it makes me sad. But it's stuff like that. I like playing bluesier sound and stuff, and then I also like playing, rock or poppy stuff. It just kind of depends. I'll play whatever. And usually people, request Freebird or any number of normal things that people always yell out when you're in a bar.
Right. The songs that they want to hear.
And I have purposefully not learned. I'm like, no, I don't know that, but I'll play something else instead.
There you go. That's creative. Look at that.
Whatever.
So, you got your own standards of what you enjoy playing and things.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play what other people want to hear too, but it's like I know that if they want like a specific genre, I can kind of get something. I can guide them into this. Like, okay, well, I don't know this, but I kind of know something that sounds not even close to that, but it still sounds good.
All right, there you go. Yeah. Well, now you're my hero, because I often forget things like names or something on the show, and my brain will go blank, and it's just also just busy brain.
Yes.
Busy brain. So.
I can't even think. I love that song so.
Oh, what one? Freebird? No.
Yeah, obviously.
I was getting that by big time. So do you have a favorite song that you've written of your own?
Yeah, actually, I have probably two that are kind of my favorites. One is my one is the song. It's called Some Demons, and it's about a friend of mine who took his life. And I fell in love with it. And it was mainly after I never thought I would be able to play it in public, so I really wanted to record it. And then they just brought it to life in the studio, and it is perfect. I love it so much. And then I have another song called Beautiful, and it's also depressing, but it also is in the same vein of like, I've struggled with body issues my whole entire life, and it's about that, and about really just, everybody struggles with that, and don't feed into it,
Yeah,
you're beautiful regardless.
You're beautiful.
So, yeah.
You're beautiful. And that's very, very transparent and vulnerable, for you to share that. And I really appreciate that. That's beautiful.
That's
and I have
scary.
to now listen to both of those songs as soon as possible.
Cool.
So yeah, now I'm intrigued, and I want to hear what you have in your heart there. My own father took his life the day before Father's Day.
Oh, goodness.
It was back, I think, in 94 now, but every year, this time of year,
Yeah.
and whatever time of year we lose a loved one or a friend, it's tough. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Well, it just, I've had people in my family who have felt the effects of it, and from people in my family who have, and then I've had friends who have had somebody in their family, and I made a video of it just playing in my living room, and I've had people come up to me who've listened to it and say, my brother did, or my father did, or whatever, and I'm like, I wrote it because therapy, really, just I didn't know that I would ever be able to play it for anybody, or anybody would ever hear it, but I'm so glad that I've kind of tried to work my way into it, because it's important. People need to grieve, and people need to be able to hear that they're not the only ones.
Yep, we're not alone. And this is Amber Foots on the ArtBeat of Chattanooga. I'm Jill Collins, your host, and we're on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM and AM 1240. It's been a real pleasure. We're just about out of time, Amber, and you're playing at the benefit at the park, Heritage Park Saturday, and that's for Kodo.
Yes.
And they're playing
at Hush Lounge from 7 to 10 on
Friday, Hush Lounge 7 to 10. Okay. So it's been a real pleasure, and I look forward to watching your career grow. So thanks for joining us on the ArtBeat of Chattanooga today, and we'll see you next week at 1 o'clock. If you're an artist, you're in the arts, and you want to join me here, contact the station, contact me on Facebook, and we'll talk about getting you on. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Always look on the bright side of life.